Hi guys, welcome back to the LuvKnotz podcast. I'm Rachel Strutman, your host. Sorry the sun's a little bright today. I even closed the shade and everything, but we still got a little bit of a glare going on. This is our episode 3. Thank you for watching. For anyone coming back, thank you for coming back, and anyone new, welcome. If you haven't already, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and come join us on Ravelry. It's the LuvKnotz podcast group, and there's a lot of chitter chatter going on in the last couple of weeks in there, so just go ahead, click over there, see what's going on. I list my Etsy updates, we talk about the episodes. I have a wish list on there of if any of you have something that makes your life easier in knitting or crochet, I would love to know about it. There's a giveaway thread on there still until May 5th. Just a couple more days left. We'll talk about that again here in a few minutes. This is a crochet, knitting, spinning, and indie dyer podcast. I can't narrow it down to just one. We gotta do it all. So I see most of you guys knitting while you're podcasting, and I can't do that because I guess I'm not that advanced of a knitter yet. Crochet I can do, knitting not so much. I have to watch unless it's just straight, stockinette. Gotta pay attention. And what I'm doing right now is working on a rib and on a sockhead hat and working on my stripe steady shawl, so it's not difficult, but I still have to look down, and I think it would be weird for me to be talking like this all day, well, the whole podcast. So got some tea, just some Earl Grey. My throat hurts really bad today. Woke up this morning and stupid me had left the window open overnight, which it wasn't all that cold. I don't really know why I was all stuffy when I woke up, but I was stuffy, and now I've got the whole sinus pressure thing going on, so it's going to be a little bit of a relaxation evening today. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. That's what we call it around here. Sunday is fun day. So I'm going to talk about the giveaway that's ending on May 5th. So if you have not entered yet, in the down bar is the link for that. And go enter some great prizes. I'm going to talk about my whips, my FOs, what I'm planning to cast on next, and I've had quite a few questions in the Ravelry group that I'll be answering today. This one hair, it's driving me absolutely cray-cray. Okay, we might have to just snip it off while we're here on the podcast. Also, some of you have been asking about my dog, my German Shepherd puppy. So, he's over here by the door taking a little nap. My kids are in the other room and watching a movie, hopefully taking a nap after that. Which relates to one of the questions on my Ravelry group. But, I'm hoping at the end of the podcast I'll have him up here so that he can say hello. We got him some special treats today at the flea market, so let's get started. I know you can't see it. This is my Ashford Joy. It's a traveling wheel. Easily compactable, and it was my very first wheel. I bought it off of Craigslist, used, slightly even used, with, I think it was a good 10 pounds of fiber that the lady gave me. These are originally around $800. I got it off of Craigslist for $400. So that was a great buy. It was a Christmas present to myself a couple of years ago. Now I have 2 wheels. I have a Country Spinner 2 as well, which I don't use very often. And I haven't spun in I want to say months. It's been months. I mean, I've been so addicted to knitting and podcasting and with the kids and work and doing my patio. Which I'm sorry I'm not on the patio today, but it's really bright out there. Real bright. And it's a little warm. I'm a big girl. I don't like to sweat. Ew, yuck. I don't like bugs, and I don't like sweat. So I'm probably going to spin a little bit while I'm talking. Let's see. In the group, I have a... Oh, hold on. Back up. Rewind. Delete. So my Ashford Joy. I'm spinning some fiber that I got from AJ's Handmade Creations. The Gold Sparkle, Merino, and Gold Stellina in the monochrome colorway. Let's take this piece because I haven't split it apart yet. So, see all that sparkle in there? Oh, it's drooly in the yarn. As soon as I started spinning it, I was in love. Spinning this into a light fingering, which I'm not going to take out the bobbin, but I can show it here. Look at all that sparkle. Oh, it's spinning up so gorgeous. I'm really hoping I can get about 500 yards so I can make myself a nice little shawl or something with it. But thank you, AJ, for your super, oh dear, here we go, super awesome colorways and fiber and yarns. But my Ashford Joy, I name my spinning wheels like people name their cars. I named my car too. Her name's Bessie, because sometimes she likes to poop out on me. Come on, Bessie. Anyway, so this wheel I named Mr. Gray. Yes, Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey. Why, you ask? Well, he is my vice. When I first got this wheel, I was spinning, couldn't stop. It took me maybe 2 or 3 months to get the hang of it to where my yarn didn't look like complete crap. But now it does look good. Thank God. It's been 3 years now. I would hope that I'd have some progress. I don't spin on him as often as I should, but he and I are very close. We are. My other wheel's name is Doris. I hand painted her a nice amethyst purple color to, I don't know, personalize, make it my own. And her name is Doris, after my grandmother, who gave me my forever love of yarn. But here's what happened. Right after I got Pluto, I'm not even going to put this down because my throat hurts so bad. Right after I got Pluto, you know, he's a puppy. We go through things. We go through chewing. We go through peeing on the floor. We go through what you are supposed to do and what you are not supposed to do. And one day he got out of the kennel while we were gone. And I came home to my Mr. Gray laying on the floor backwards. I had some alpaca yarn I was spinning. Some alpaca fleece I'd carded up. That had been chewed to pieces. And so did this. I don't remember what this is called, but it's a little hook to pull through the orifice. See all those doggy chew bites? Thankfully, he didn't chew on the pedals. He didn't chew on any main part of the wheel. Just the knobs. 2 knobs. The tension knob and this. So, that's okay. Easily replaceable. But I tell you, that dog, he will never do that again. No, he has spent a lot of time in the kennel after that. But anyway, he's actually being a really good dog now. We leave him out of the kennel in the evenings, so he's 4 months old and finally potty trained and has a little bit of a jumping problem and a nibbling problem. I know the nibbling problem is because he's a puppy and he's gonna chew on everything with those baby teeth, but my lord, if he nibbles on my toes one more time, I'm gonna kick him in the face. So if you guys have a dog or have had a dog or have had a German Shepherd for what it's worth, send me a message on Ravelry or, you know, throw something in the group. If you know any, excuse me, come on, hair, ew, sorry. If you know any tips or tricks or anything about especially jumping when someone comes in the door, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter how many times he's met that person. He freaks out. Freaks out. Like almost pees on the floor freaks out. Sometimes pees on the floor, but I mean really. My mother comes over every day to get my son on the bus and he just goes wild. Wild. I just don't understand. You've met her like 1,000 times now. Let's get it together. Anyway, if you know any tips or tricks on that, please get to me because we're planning to do some puppy classes, but that's on hold too since, well, something has happened in Rachel's life. Something big. So speaking of things changing, I didn't have time this week to finish up my hat patterns, so that will be put on hold a little bit. You get comfy here so I can spin while we talk. Well, I talk, you listen. So that's going to be on hold a little bit longer. I'm not, maybe a week or two. I'm really not sure, to be honest. Life has thrown me quite a loop the past couple of days. So it's been a little hectic getting things together. My yarn and fiber fast has gone really well. I have only bought, well, I totally forgot to bring my stash enhancement in here. We'll do that last. Or we'll do that now because one of the kids is coming. Un momento. Okay, sorry about that. So I went and got my stash enhancement. Anyway, so since I started my yarn and fiber fast, I got one delivery of a yarn I had already purchased, and I did make one purchase because I want to do the cow with junk yarn for the Potter Show. I could have dyed my own yarn, but I didn't have the right color dye. I wanted a specific color, like a royal blue, that I think I really look good in and will wear. And I love that Potter shawl. It's so pretty. So I did get some fingering weight yarn off of a D-Stash site. It was D-Stash, but that is the only purchase that I've made in 2 weeks' time. My only stash enhancement is this yarn. That's pretty true to color. It's super pretty purple. I think I look really good in jewel tones with my dark hair and light skin. So this is Dancing Skies Fiber Arts, 100 grams, 464 yards, 75% merino, 25% nylon. Oh, it's sparkle from my fiber. Ha! I was like, I didn't notice that sparkle in it. I won't lie, I'm a little disappointed in the feel the yarn. It's very pretty colors. It's gorgeous. But it's very scratchy. Just not what I'm used to with my own merino nylon. Seems super squishy to me. This is super squishy, cold to the touch. Just very fluffy, and this isn't, but it's very pretty. I'm still gonna work it up. You know, I might fall in love with it. I don't know if this, should this be socks? I don't know. We shall see. So I did my Etsy update as per usual every 2 weeks. This week I did get the gradient dyes in. All of my gray and rainbow sock weights sold out in my Etsy store, so I added 3 more of these. And then I did my gradients, which I will show you. They are all in the shop currently. I've actually had quite a few sales in the last couple of days, so I'm not sure how long they will last. This one is by far my favorite. It's a violet, lilac, light green, and emerald. I absolutely love this one. I wish I could eat it. But alas, people need to buy these things. This is a worsted weight. I actually scanned this one wrong, so this one's only 150 yards, and it's a lower price in my shop. But this one is like a flamingo pink, a light yellow, and then a brilliant yellow on the outside. Kind of looks like strawberry lemonade. And this one's worsted weight. The other one was fingering weight. So this one ended up absolutely huge. This one's about 300 yards of worsted weight. And I did a yellow, this is a gray, and then this was actually lilac, and then I over-dyed it with hot pink. So it kind of turned into an amethyst type color. It's got some really good variegations in there on that color. But there's the yellow, gray, and amethyst type color. Real pretty, 300 yards. That one's a little extra in the shop, but very pretty. I did do some twinsy skeins, whatever, however you want to say it. Everybody, tomato, whatever. So these were dyed in the same pot. They are the exact same, but opposite. They have a turquoise into a aqua into a light blue, and this one is a turquoise into an aqua into a light blue on the outside. So completely the same but opposite skeins. So if you wanted to do 2 different socks that were opposites, how freaking cool would that look? I don't even know if I can handle it. So cute. And these turned out so vibrant. I love them. Here is my boy skein of the weekly update. I usually try to do one manly type color because I don't want the boys to feel left out. I can't always be putting pinks and purples in here. So this one is a gray, brilliant yellow, and emerald. I would use this. I would absolutely use this. It's very pretty. The gray looks black, but for some reason it's not showing up very well. It's gray. But very pretty. This one's also worsted weight. It's 220 yards. It's got some white, hot pink, a little bit of, I don't know if it looks like violet, and then a turquoise on the outside. So there's that one. It's absolutely gorgeous. That one turned out really well. And then the last one I have is a turquoise into aqua into lilac into hot pink. And this one is a sock weight. And I love this one. Super pretty. This one's going to make some owner very happy. So that's what the update this week. I have a few other things to show you. Give me just a minute. I have a little munchkin in here calling my name. Yay. It's always the interruptions, isn't it? It's always. See? We'll get to that Q&A in just a second. So tired. My throat is too sore to deal with these children today. Okay, so we have that stash enhancement. That's the only thing that I have to show you. I did get my Namaste bags. The messenger bag in turquoise that I received from eBay. I really didn't like it. It looked like it had so much room for all this yarn and all my crud that I carry around with me on a daily basis. But it doesn't, I'm a pocket girl. I gotta have a lot of pockets so that I know where everything is at any time. There is the worst thing about having a huge bag is that you have to dig around in it and find what you're looking for. Nope, can't stand that. I have all sorts of little tiny bags inside of my big bag with, I know what's in each bag. But I also like separation. I like pockets. I like all sorts of things. And easy access to things. And this had a hard clasp on the outside. It was hard to get open on the fly, and then it was just kind of an opening in the bag. It didn't have anything, you know, any dividers or anything like normal Namaste bags do. So I ended up sending that one to Amanda. She really wanted it, so stitching you and more, Amanda. You're so lucky. I sent her stitch marker necklace and the rest of this yarn so that she could make her own turban out of it, so we could be twinsies. I actually broke my stitch marker necklace. Well, I didn't really break it. I broke some of the stitch markers, so I need to replace them in a fit of rage, which I'll talk about here shortly. So let's see. Rachel had a big life-changing experience this week. I got let go from my job that I worked at for almost 5 years. About 5 weeks ago, I went into the doctor to talk about my anxiety medication. And my blood pressure was through the roof. They were very unhappy with how it was, how high it was. They retook it like 3 times to make sure. They asked me if I had done anything strenuous before I came into the doctor's office. I was like, nope, this is my life. So, at that time, about 5 weeks ago, they said, okay, well, we'll give you 4 weeks. Do some diet, do some exercise, get out more, walk more. This is what you can do to lower your blood pressure before we have to put you on some medication. I said, great, I don't need any more medication. I really just want it to be done. So I've been having some real problems, feeling lightheaded, feeling sick to my stomach, and I wasn't sure if that was just a change in the medication or the high blood pressure or what. So this past Monday, I woke up and I was feeling really funny. I wasn't feeling right, but I got up, got myself together, and I went to work. Still felt funny, talked to my coworkers about it. I just Wasn't sure, something didn't feel right. Tuesday morning, I wake up, and the feeling was even worse. So I decided to make a doctor's appointment and go figure out what was going on. So I did. When I got to the doctor's office, again, my blood pressure was through the roof. They ended up putting me on medication. They said that I was almost hypertensive, which could have meant heart attack. So that freaked me out. It freaked me out. They asked me if I was doing anything, and I said I'm walking. I'm, getting out more, doing more physically. I'm eating better, cooking at home. I'm not eating crud. Lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, lots of baked meats. I was trying. So there was really no excuse I could think of for having spiked even more when I was doing things I was supposed to be doing. So the doctor ends up putting me on some blood pressure medication. He also talked to me and said, where do you think all of this anxiety is coming from? Blah, 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 blah. And he said something that it made me realize something about my anxiety that I hadn't really thought about. He said, anxiety stems from the fact that you cannot control your surroundings. Yeah. I can't control my surroundings. I'm a single mother of 2 kids with 1 full-time job. Well, used to be 1 full-time job. Working my butt off, making yarns and knitting items and crocheting things to make the bills. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't take care of myself like I should because that's life. Isn't that just life? I'm not one to sit here and complain and whine, and I'm not looking for a pity party. This is my life, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Those kids are my life. And without them, I don't think I'd even be here. I'd probably be a drug addict or I'd be dead. Who knows? I don't know. Let's just be honest. I don't know. Maybe I'd be eating cake in the UK with Nathan from the sock competition. Who knows what I would be doing? I don't think I'd be spending nearly as much time knitting as I am now. But you never know. So anyway, he said, do you have a real problem with not being able to cope without being in control? I said, well, my 6-year-old's growing up and he's bending the limits. He's, running out in the street and disappearing whenever I'm trying to find him for 20 minutes. And I lose it. I lose my mind. What if something happened to him? Why would he do that to me? That's a whole nother story. But anyway, so yeah, it stresses me out. It makes me anxious. It makes me upset. So he said, well, sometimes sleep has a lot to do with that. He wanted to give me a sleeping pill, but I'm not comfortable with that. Especially because I'm a single parent. I'm the only one here when the kids are asleep. So if they need to wake me, if there's something wrong, if there's something happening, there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to wake me up if I'm knocked out from a sleeping pill. So we settled on Xanax. Mommy's got the Xanax, which was really good because on Wednesday when I went into work, they let me go because I had to make my doctor's appointment because I was going on Tuesday. It wasn't just that. I'd had a previous doctor's appointment, and then, the kids were sick before that. Then I got sick after that. I had strep throat and 2 ear infections. There was no way I was going into work being contagious. But they don't care. That's fine. Whatever. Every time I had a doctor's note. Okay, I'm not going to go into this. We're past this. After my initial freak out of, oh my gosh, I just lost my damn job, the relief set in. I was relieved. so relieved. I was not happy there. I was so stressed out all the time. It just wasn't, I never would have left. I never would have left. I would have just stayed there and kept going and kept going and kept going and probably dug myself a grave. Who knows? But considering this to be a very large blessing in my life, and that God's showing me a new way to turn and to go and to, better myself, better my life, better my family and my kids. So I've already got some prospects going since Wednesday. Had quite a few friends reach out to me and give me some prospects, and already had an interview. Have 2 more tomorrow on Monday. So we'll see how things go. It's not for the lack of talent, because I got it. I got that talent. And I'm pretty. So that is the mass chaos that has happened in my life. So that is why, I kind of feel like my life was turned upside down a little bit. I had all of my items saved, for all my patterns and such saved on my work computer. And also my calendar was on my work computer, my work email. So I had to go buy a planner because I was like, I'm going to forget something. And I do already feel like I've forgotten quite a few things, but oops. That's life, I guess. So that's what's happened. Currently looking for a job, not freaking out yet. Of course my parents are, but their parents, they worry. Hopefully they don't have a heart attack and they're worrying, but so we've been sticking home a lot, no buying, we've just been hanging out at the house, doing some free things. Today we went to the Wentzville, Missouri flea market and got some stuff for the patio. Got a little bird cage looking thing, hung that outside, just for decoration. Get a windmill. God, the kids picked this awful one with a big old bee on it. Ugh. But whatever. It's cute, I guess. What else did I get? We got some fresh vegetables so that I can make pico de gallo. Very excited about that. My mom started making pico a couple of years ago and got us all hooked. So now I like to make it myself too. Got it all fresh at the market today, so that'll be fun. Probably make that up this evening. The kids got some Transformers walkie-talkies, and we went to the store to grab some tortilla chips and milk and stuff. I'm rambling, so let's go on with the yarn. I'm really enjoying spinning right now while we're doing this. Spinning seems to be the only thing I can really do when I really want to watch a movie, or when someone's over and I want to talk to them. Spinning's my thing. I can do it and just keep going and keep looking at you. Hi. Hey. I'm a goofball, I know. Alright, so we did the Etsy update. Hopefully that I didn't go on some super tangent and forget what I was talking about. If I did, I'll figure it out later. I guess. So, my whips. I only have 2 whips. I'm working on my sockhead hat, which last episode I said I was going to use either this yarn or this yarn for my sockhead hat. Obviously, I didn't use either. Then I realized, I started thinking about, okay, I need to stop using yarns that I think are just pretty and start using yarns that I will actually wear the object once they're finished. So, I should have used this. Rachel. Anyway, I decided to use some of my own hand-dyed gradient yarn. So I have just started that. I cast it on yesterday. I had to uncast on my Mrs. Bakery Bear because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it right now. I don't want to. So this is the gradient I'm using for my sockhead hat. So it's just purple gradient. And I'm doing a magic loop because I don't have a 16-inch size 3. I only have a 40-inch size 3. So not very far, just have the brim, a little bit of the brim done in the deeper purple color. But it's turning out pretty, and I like it. For some reason, when I'm knitting it in the magic loop, it makes it look so large. And I'm like, that's not gonna fit my head. But then when I look at it, I'm like this. Okay. Okay, with a little stretch, it'll be okay. Keep thinking it's going to be absolutely huge. So I'm working on that for myself. And I was going to use this yarn, this Malabrigo, for my bakery bear. But I think I'm just going to knit up another turban with it because, well, I would wear that. Or maybe I'll just save it. I don't know. I hate to leave things in cakes because it kind of tightens and changes the tension or the weight, and I don't like to do that. So the other thing I'm working on is running out of space. The Stripe Study shawl for my Someone Special. And I'm not done yet. I actually don't need to be done for a couple more days, so I do need to solely just keep working on this, but you can't, I don't know how to do this sort of thing yet. Come on, stretch it out, bruh. So that, the bottom that's you see here is actually the top of the shawl. But this is what I have so far. It's looking so pretty, and I really cannot wait to cast one of these on for myself. I think I'm going to probably use a purple and a gray. Probably a gray that I dyed, so it'll be a little bit softer. I dyed these colors. They're semi-solid, so they're absolutely... Oh, that's the wrong side. Boo, Rachel! They're absolutely gorgeous, and I'm loving this shawl. It's so much fun. It's just to sit at the TV and knit. And look down, because Rachel's kind of and can't knit and talk. So there's that. Those are my only 2 whips. My only finished object for this week is my socks, because I've been solely knitting on that Stripe Study shawl and the socks, and between everything madness happening with work and whatnot, and dying, and the children, because now they're not in daycare and they aren't with me. Mommy's got Xanax, just remember! So the only thing I finished was my socks. My Hermione's Everyday Socks in the, I can't remember the yarn, Tess yarns, something, I don't know. But these are my sockies. Aren't they cool? In my little ghetto sock blockers. Well, Rachel didn't have any money to go buy any sock blockers, so hey. Let's see. I think they look awesome, though. I mean, I haven't blocked them yet. They're just sitting on the sock blocker so I can show you. But I think they turned out great. I really like them. And they fit me. But I don't know if I'm going to keep them and use them as a gift for someone eventually, or what. Because Well, I mean, now that I'm done with them, I'm not really thinking they're my colors, so whatever. I'm still going to make more socks. Yep. Because they were super fun, and it's true what they say about, you know, once you knit the first one, the second one just breezes on past. Oh yeah, this one took me forever. Forever it seems like, and this one took me like 2 days. But they're done! Yay! And I entered some cows, and these are my first pair of socks ever. First pair ever. Owned. Owned. So I do have just a little bit left. A bitty cake left of that yarn I'm going to use for, I'm not sure, probably put together some little skeins and do one of those, I don't know, square blankets? I don't know what they're called. But one of those little squares that you just knit one out of every tiny little yarn you have. And maybe give the other as a swap. I don't know, we'll do swaps. Why not? I think I'm going to add that to the Ravelry group if you want to do a mini skein swap. I have tons of mini skeins. If you would like to swap some mini skeins, let me know. Sock yarns. I have tons of stuff, so I'd love to trade with you guys. I'll add that thread up today, so if you're interested, go talk to me about it. Let's see what we can do. So I did get my, excuse me for reaching, my Namaste bag, my purple one, which is the Hermosa bag. And it's got all sorts of pockets. It's got the long strap for the shoulder bag and the handbag handles. When you open it up, it's got all sorts of dividers and such in here where you can, I usually put my project bag back here, and then I have my wallet and my mascara and my crochet hooks and stuff all in here. There's a zipper in the back that's got plenty of room. I mean, it's like a bowling bag, so it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more stuff you put in it. Love it. I also got some other smaller bags, just knitting type bags for whenever I'm taking the kids to the park or whatever. I just want to throw stuff in a bag and go. And I'm in love with this one. This one is my little go-to at the moment. It's a little knit happy bag. And it's got a lot of pockets. So it's got this pocket in the front. Big one right here, which usually holds my keys, my smokes. Yes, I'm a smoker. No, I don't smoke around my yarn. Then I put my phone here. And then there's only one pocket on the inside. One little flabby pocket on the inside. But there's a lot of room in here. I have a project bag, my planner, my wallet, and medications. This one I just love. It's just simple. Throw it in and go. This is what we did yesterday when we went to the park, so that's why all my stuff is still in there. I also got, these were all on D-Stash from the lady that I bought the purple Namaste bag from. So these were all pre-purchased before the yarn and fiber fast. Pinky swear. Oh, pinky swear, not fingers crossed. Pinky swear! Oops. So she also had this Ravelry bag. Just a normal Ravelry tote. Kind of wrinkly. Sorry, bros. Just a normal tote. One little pouch in there. Super large. You know. I thought this would be really good for a future giveaway or, you know, for a friend later or use. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking a future giveaway because I have so many bags that I just flip-flop through. I really don't need another one. She also had a few, hello, Excuse me. Some Vera Bradley project bags. So these are way bigger than I thought they were. I was thinking they were like sock size. They're most definitely not sock size. But they were real cheap. So, and it's got the slick lining on the inside so that your yarn's just coming on out. Love that. Love that. So, got this little flowery one. And this little type of flowery paisley one. I liked this one better. I've used it once, but it was too big for my project, so I switched into using my Rainstorm Studios. This is my phone's yelling at me. Sorry. This is my Rainstorm Studios bag. Love this bag. So easy. Fits right into my purses. So I have both of those bags. Talked about the giveaway. Again, you're going to get that hand-spun skein of yarn, the hand-dyed skein of yarn, some stitch markers, a crochet hook, a hand-knit turban, and a project bag. You have until May 5th to enter. There have been so many entries in the past 2 weeks. Thank you guys for entering. It's a real pleasure to get my name out there and to show off my stuff. Instagram has been crazy popping. I'm overwhelmed with especially how many views I've had here on YouTube. You know, how many people have joined the Ravelry group and are participating in the Ravelry group. How many people have messaged me about things. I'm just in love. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm having a blast doing this. And, you know, screw those UK people who don't like Americans. Okay? Just kidding. Yeah, I did talk to a few people about that, and I really just think that they think we're stuck up. And I can understand that. Or that we're privileged. But that's the way we grew up. It's the United States of America, land of the free and the home of the brave. Go big or go home, or we'll send you home. That was rude. But, no. I can totally get that. We are spoiled. We are lazy Americans. Not gonna lie. So, the giveaway is down on the down bar. It's also in the Ravelry group. It's also been posted on Pinterest and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Everywhere. It's everywhere. So, go find the link. Go enter now, because you only have until May 5th at midnight. So go to Mayo, people. Time to give away. And I'm hoping to... I'll probably post in the Ravelry group who wins. And if they are not a Ravelry member, I will contact them via email. So, if you haven't joined the Ravelry group, go over and do that so you know if you won. If you're not on Ravelry, I don't know what to tell you. I guess wait for an email. I didn't really think that part out. Go figure. So there's the giveaway. I got my very first package from a viewer. From Jackie Sings 88. Hi, Jackie. She actually made a video, a thank you video, which I'll link in the down bar, for what we swapped for. I had on my wish list in the Ravelry group that I wanted a pair of Hiya number ones, size ones, yeah. And she had recently bought 2 pair and decided that she didn't need to use the second pair. So she offered to trade me because she liked my hand-dyed yarns. And she knew that she said, you know, it's not going to be a fair trade if you give me a whole skein, so you know, please don't do that, but, you know, I trust you, I love your colorways, just send me some yarn and I'll send you the highs. Okay. Dyed yarn I can do. So I got a little carried away because I started going through all my little mini skeins and I was like, well, I can't just give her one. And then I got carried away picking out all these little hand spun mini skeins and all sorts of things, and I put some tea in there with it, and this freaking package was like 10 ounces. It was packed, chocked full of little mini skeins, and obviously she's in love with it. She said, you know, did the thank you video, she sent me a message, and she really enjoyed it. But then, the day after she did that, I got my package in the mail. And I was so excited. It was such a surprise. She put so much thought and extras into this box, and I'm just so happy. So I'm going to show some of that with you, or share some of that with you. Firstly, oh, you can't see. She made these earrings that I'm wearing right now. Can't even see them. She made these earrings, which are, she sent me her Etsy store, and so I went and checked them out, and these were the ones that I really liked. So all I did was favorite them. Next thing I know, they're in a box to me. Thank you, Jackie. Sneaky, sneaky. Get back on there. I want to wear them. Okay, so in my box, I got a little letter, which I'm not going to share with you, but I'm totally going to save this. It's a piece of bread. It looks like it's got a face. Hello, I'm a piece of sourdough. Sourdough is my favorite bread. It's freaking cute, isn't it? I love it. So it was a little personal message. She gave me a White Barn Vanilla Bean Marshmallow Scented Candle. I know you didn't know this, but vanilla bean, my face. Smells delicious, but you should have lit that right now when we were doing this. Pack of Sour Patch Kids gum. I love this gum. Good job, Jackie. I don't believe I've ever had the watermelon kind, but watermelon is by far my favorite choice of bubbly gum. She sent me this cute little tin. If I can get it out right. It says, everything's better with chocolate. Everything is better with chocolate. Take it from a fat girl. We like chocolate. She also had some chocolates in here. This one is, it has a milk and a dark chocolate, and these are Sweetheart Mints. This one is Opera Creams, and they have a milk and dark chocolate. I'm a milk chocolate kind of gal, but I'll eat the dark chocolate. And then there was like a caramel and cashew or something, caramel and nut, milk chocolate and dark chocolate, but those got eaten by me and my 3-year-old. She also sent me, I can't remember the pattern. I'll try to link it in the down bar because no wait, maybe it's in the letter. It's a little armadillo. Oh. There's the dog. This is a little armadillo from the Moki Moki Land pattern. Pluto. Pluto. Sit. Come here. Come on. He's so ferocious, isn't he? So it's a Moki Moki Land pattern. And it's going to be one of these little kids from across the street. Un momento. They cop knock. And then, if they don't get their cop knock answer, either they cop knock again, or they ring the doorbell. Bro, if I didn't answer the door, that means go away. So please stop ringing my doorbell. Especially since my kids are actually asleep now. So, you wake them, you take them. Anyway, so that's the little armadillo. I was going to give this to Rory, but I didn't want to give it to him before I showed you here on the podcast because I was afraid that he wouldn't let me have it back. He's a little armadillo. He got a tail, but I'm holding him by the tail. See? He's adorable. If I had a work desk, I'd put him on my work desk. But since I don't now, the little midget man's going to get to play with him. At least, hopefully if Pluto doesn't get to him. So then the last thing that I got is this little bag. She made this little bag for me. Isn't it cool? It's a little notions bag. I can always use project bags. Whew, don't have too many of those. So in this little package were my earrings that I got, which are absolutely gorgeous. Then, of course, my hi-hias, size 1. Super excited to use those. She also sent me some little closable scissors. Hey, these are cool for my kids too because then they won't stab themselves. But they are collapsible. I think I used to have a pair of these quite a long time ago, but Lord knows where they are now. Very cool. They will be sitting in my notions bag. Then she also, I'm pretty sure, Pluto, I'm getting to you in a minute, bro. Chillax. So pushy. I'm pretty sure that these are stitch markers. I hope it's not a bracelet. If it's a bracelet, I would wear it. But they look like stitch markers, and I freaking love them. They're awesome. My freaking couch sinks me in, so it's kind of like, oh God, get me out. Sorry about that. So they're like little glass stitch markers. They're freaking awesome. Little glass beads. So cool. So awesome. I'm totally going to use those. If I had my little 16-inch size 3 needle, then I would be using one on my sockhead hat, but epic fail there. So that was my first box from a viewer, and it was awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie Sings 88. Jackie, you rock my socks, and I'm so glad that you loved your yarn. So last thing we have is Pluto. Come here, Pluto. Come here. Come here. Do you want a treat? Come here, buddy. Come. Up. Come. He's so big, so this is going to be hard to get him on my lap. Come here. Come on. Come on up. Oh, ah. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's my big guy. Yeah. We got him some nice treats at the flea market today. They had a not-for-profit rescue booth there with a lady who had a bunch of handmade treats and stuff. Where's it? I don't have the bag. So we bought some of those from her. You know, I always like to get the dogs something, my parents' dog and mine, and my sister's dog. You know, something different every now and then. Sometimes they have pig's ears and stuff like that from at the flea market. So I like to give him something different every now and then. Sorry Pluto didn't make very much of a big appearance. He's quite a hefty dog, and he's not really allowed on the couch much, so he's, you know, he's like, I'm not really supposed to be up here, Mom. You're going to be my butt. Even though I don't be his butt because, well, that's not how you train German Shepherds. But. So on to the Q&A. Some of you have asked me questions about myself. The first one is from Kay Alyssa on Ravelry. She asked, what made you decide to start dyeing yarn and to start this podcast? I started dyeing yarn because I was dyeing my own fiber to spin. And it really just started out as a fluke. I started crocheting those teddy bears, and I wanted some very fun, different colors. Come here, Pluto. But I wanted something that, you know, I could specify to someone who wanted a teddy bear and not have to wait 2 weeks to be able to get it. So, over here. Here, let me move my spinning wheel. Maybe you'll come over here and snuggle me. Come here. Come here. Up. Up. Come here. Come here. Poodle, come. Come. Up. Here you go. You come up here. Come on. Nope. Okay, so, I dyed my own fiber, so I already had the dyes and everything. It was just a matter of the yarn. So, you didn't want it? So I bought some yarn and dyed it, and I loved it. It was really easy to do. And I know someone else on here asked me, let's see, Diana61 on Ravelry. I would love to know how you color your yarn. Let's wrap these in together. Well, there are plenty of videos on YouTube on different ways of how to dye yarn. Sometimes I kettle dye my yarn. Sometimes I hand dye my yarn or hand paint. But I really think I enjoy kettle dyeing better. It's easier for me to control the colors, and it doesn't take quite so long. So, kettle dyeing, you set up some pots of water, you put a little either citric acid or vinegar, white vinegar, in with the water. And then you put in your acid dyes. You let it boil, or reach just before boiling. And then you put your your yarns in. It really depends on what kind of color you're looking for. I would suggest if you're thinking about dyeing, do some YouTube action. I know a lot of people, especially ChemNets on YouTube, does a lot of different types of dyeing. So, and they go step by step. So something that you might want to look into if you're looking into dyeing. But now I think I've progressed to dyeing my own yarns because I love yarn. I do. I love yarn. I love being able to create. I've always been a very eclectic person, a very artsy person, and to be able to create my own yarn colors and use them myself is so much fun. It's just so rewarding to be able to, you know, it's like spinning. It's like taking a fleece and washing it and dyeing it and spinning it, and then you have your yarn. It's you took it from the animal and made it into yarn, which you're going to knit into some sort of object. That's crazy awesome. Love it. But I started the podcast because I really wanted a little bit more socialization with my yarnies. And I don't have a lot of knitting friends. I'm gonna try to attempt starting to go to a knitting group on Thursdays, but well, I've got nothing but time right now. But we'll see. I mean, this is also a way for me to express myself, to show off my stuff, my yarns, and to interact with you guys, you know, especially with the swap, my first swap being with you, Jackie. That was great. It was so much fun. Getting a package in the mail from another yarnie has got to be the best thing in the world. Other than a big package of yarn that you didn't pay for. Oh, let's see. From Christy Rose on Ravelry. Didn't you have a Hunger Games yarn club in your shop? And if so, will the colorways be available after the club is over? I did have a Hunger Games yarn club up in my Etsy shop. I didn't get much interest in the club, so I decided to put it on hold for a little while. If anyone's interested, shout out at me, let me know. I can put it back up. I'd love to dye it up. Personally, I'm obsessed with the Hunger Games, so, you know, totally into it. If you guys want the yarn club or you want the colorways, then I'll dye up the colorways and throw them in the shop. See if you like them. We can do that too. So, what are some of your, this is from Misty Rainbow Rose. What are some of your favorite knitting and crochet books? Do you have many in your personal library? I have a lot of knitting and crochet books in my personal library. I have an entire bookshelf in my room. I don't use them at all. I used to. Now I mostly use Ravelry, or, you know, usually pick a pattern depending upon what my other fellow podcasters are doing. I'd say I do have 3 trusty ones that I have used in the past quite frequently, which are, of course, the usual Stitch and Bitch. Gotta have the Stitch and Bitch. I've done quite a few of the patterns in here, and I just absolutely love Debbie Stroller. Why are you eating my fiber? Cut it out. That is not a chew toy, bro. This dog, he loves yarn. He's like a cat. I didn't get a cat because I didn't want the cat messing with my yarn. So I got a dog. Now he plays with my yarn. You little fart bucket. You little farty. I love you. You try to bite me. Also, this crochet motif book. I love granny squares. I love them just as pot holders, to just decorate with, to make pillows out of, to make blankets out of. Even just for wall art. Frame it and put it on the wall. I love granny squares. So this one, well, you can see all my little tabs here, the ones that I've done. But I love this book, crochet-wise. Then the last one is the Crocheted Prayer Shawl Companion. I am a sucker for shawls, so this one really called to me in the store, and you know, there's quite a few really good shawls in here that I would make for friends, or that I would personally wear. So that's one that I've made a couple from, and intend to use in the future. But those are really the only 3 books that I use. Like I said, I have a whole lot, but I just don't use them. I don't have a real, when Ravelry's right at your fingertips on your tablet or your phone, there's really just no reason to have a book. I like books, but it's just how it is. Again from Misty Rainbow Rose, do you think you'll be making any gradient dyed yarns in worsted weight anytime soon? I actually do have quite a few gradient dyes worsted weight in my shop right now that are purely merino, 100% merino. I don't do as many worsted weights because personally I use a lot more sock weight. So if there is more interest in worsted weight, then I'm glad to dye the worsted weight. Yeah, I mean, it's really just about preference. But I do intend to have a variety, excuse me, of the merino worsted weight and sparkle and plain sock weight merino nylon. Okay, 2 more questions. The first one is from Rose for Lisa. I have a question as a mom and a yarn crafter. How do you deal with the distractions while you're knitting and crocheting? Sometimes it's all I can do just to finish a row before I have to do a mommy thing. Which I love being a mommy, don't get me wrong. Girl, I feel you. There's no good time. There's no good time. To be honest, I do a lot of, hold on, my phone is yelling at me again. Low battery. Quick, talk faster. There's no good time, but, my kids are very self-sufficient. I have brought them up to be like, I've been a single mother since, well, I was a single mother with my first son, and then, got pregnant with my second son, and his father left while I was pregnant. So I've done it all on my own. It's been all me. So I've taught them to be very self-sufficient, to play on their own, know what's right and wrong, what's not to do, what not to touch, what to ask mommy for, and what to not ask mommy for. You know, they play by themselves, they play together. They don't get up in my face or do things. But also, I'm not being married, not being attached, not having that other person say, where's dinner, or why didn't you clean the house, or why isn't the house completely, perfectly clean. This is why I'm single, because I can't handle that. Sorry, if you're not helping me, bye. Deuces, bro. I'm probably sure I'll be an old maid for the rest of my life, but I have succumbed to the fact that that is just a-okay. I have my yarn. I've got Mr. Gray. So, you know, I don't have those kinds of distractions either. I don't have a husband who expects certain things from me. And there are things that get put behind. I don't do laundry every day. I do laundry maybe once a week. I don't, you know, super duper clean my house. I pick up every day, multiple times a day. I pick up after my kids. But I don't super duper clean. That's not important to me. What's important to me is having my me time, making sure my children are happy, making sure that everything is taken care of, food-wise, and the necessities of life. If you're not having fun and you're not enjoying life, there is something wrong, because it's short, people. It's just too short to be dealing with everything and so much stress every day of your life. Let it go. Let it go, make some changes, and make that time for yourself. Even if it is just a few rounds. You know, sometimes I have to go outside, close the door, leave mommy alone for 20 minutes. And then if they come to the door, I don't say anything. You know, I don't feel like that's a wrong thing to do. I think it's just mommy's sanity time. Like going to the bathroom alone, dude. Like, between the kids and the dog, I don't go to the bathroom alone anymore. I don't lock the door because they just stand there and scream outside the door. And that bothers me even more than them coming in the door. So, I do what I can. You know, when we're all sitting here watching a movie, I'm knitting. So, I just fit it in when I can. My last question here is from Christy B66. She would love to know about my tattoos. She doesn't have any herself. She's never found one she wanted to commit to. But most of her friends do, and she's fascinated by people who choose to do that. I have 13 tattoos total. I do consider my larger tattoos to be just one, where they may have been multiple put together. So I'll show you a few. Every single one of my tattoos has meaning to me, and I have kept them or a picture of them for at least 6 months before getting said tattoo. I keep it somewhere like on my mirror or something that I'll see every day, multiple times a day, just to make sure that that's something that I will live with on my body. Which there's only one that I have, which is my tramp stamp that I got when I was 17 years old, that I would consider covering up because it doesn't really have a lot of, I mean, it has meaning, but it's cheesy. So let's show you a couple. I'll show you the ones on my arms. Since my chest is covered, we'll do that at a later date. This Viking compass from Iceland is actually a musician tribute to Björk. She's my favorite musician, has been since high school. Her music is techno, sort of electronica, folky. She's Icelandic, obviously. And I listen to her constantly. Any time of day. Björk makes me feel better. So that's why I ended up getting that tattoo. It was a tribute to her for all those times that I've listened to her music and thought that's exactly how I feel. Everybody has that one group. Some people get Superman tattoos. I have the same tattoo as Björk. This tattoo is a compass that looks sort of like a Salvador Dali melting clock from his painting. And a friend of mine, we're not too good of friends now, but things change throughout the years. You never know what's going to happen in the future. He traveled for a living, and our personalities were just one and the same. We always got along. We always did everything together. It's just sickening the interests that we had the same. We were both very supportive of each other, and it was great. But he traveled for a living, and he wanted to get a compass tattoo. So we talked it over, and I thought, well, you know, I don't remember if it was his idea or mine. We talked about getting not matching compasses, but I would get a compass and he would get a compass. Well, I decided that I wanted mine to look like a Salvador Dali painting. I'd always wanted something of Dali's mixed in with one of my tattoos. So he got a very large chest tattoo of a compass with wings. And then, I don't remember if he got something else on it. I don't know. It's absolutely huge. And then I got the shattered melting compass. Everyone says, oh, it's a melting clock. It's a compass. See that north, south, east, west? Right. Okay, thanks. Last one I'll talk about is this one on my arm, my wrist. And I know you can't read it, but it says an artist's dream, a poet's nightmare. And it's got a little swirly thing right here, whatever. This is a quote from a poem that my grandmother wrote about me. Ran out of space. Anyway, so this one's a quote from a poem that my grandmother wrote about me. An artist's dream, a poet's nightmare. To me, it describes, well, it's supposed to describe me. That to an artist, I'm a dream. It would be easy to paint my beauty. It would be easy to describe or show via paint or drawing myself or me. But a poet's nightmare as to wordly describe my beauty is not capable. I don't know. My grandmother thought I was a beautiful girl. And I thought she was a beautiful woman too. She's definitely inspired a lot for me. Anyway, guys, that's about it. I'm going to go play with some yarn. Let the kids sleep a little bit. Maybe have some brews with my little brother out on my patio. Hey. So thanks for tuning in again. So that's it, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Please join the Ravelry group. Please subscribe via YouTube. I'm going to go play with my puppy dog. I'll see you guys later. Bye.